Alright guys, it's time for part 2 of our 2-part Inventor tutorial. And in this part, we are going to be learning how to assemble parts together to make like one big robot. So the last one, you learned how to use the sketch properties and the 3D imaging properties. Now we're going to learn how to use assembly. So you're going to open up to this screen, you're going to click New, and instead of clicking Part, we're going to click Standard Assembly. And this page is going to look a little bit different because it's going to have a lot different properties and things you can do. So when it opens it opens you up to this assemble thing. So this is what it opens you up to, and as you can see, you can still sketch and design and model, but this one allows you to pull in parts. So we're going to click place, and then your computer should open you up to a screen that looks like this. You're going to click on Documents, and there should be a folder called DevaForce Robotics. And then you're going to click on Channels, because we're going to start out with channels. So you're going to start out with this 288mm channel. You're just going to open it up and click OK. And as you can see, here's this channel. Go ahead and click the home view so you can see that. So this is our channel, and what we're going to do is we're going to right click and we're going to rotate it until we get the position we want. So I'm going to rotate it on the Z axis. And then I'm going to click, left click, and it's going to put one down. I'm going to left click again, put another one down. And then I'm going to right click. I'm going to rotate it again and again until we get to this position. And then I'm going to click OK. So we've got our 4 channels starting off with, and 288mm or 17 holes if that's how you want to count it. So we're going to go ahead and get started on assembling this. So as you can see up here at the top, there's this Assemble tab, and right here it says Joint and Constraint. This is how you actually put the pieces together. I'm weird and I do not like to use the joint tool. I just don't like it. So we're going to use Constraint today. And as you can see, it gives you all these options. And right now we're going to use the mate option. So we're going to come over here, we're going to click on the side of this channel. Then we're going to turn. We're going to click on the back of this channel, and it's going to mate those two together. So if you look at from the top, they're side by side exactly now. So then we're going to do that. We're going to do that again for this other one. We're going to click the back of this, and then we're going to click that right there. It doesn't really matter if you click the top or bottom. Either way, it's going to make them together, as you can see. So now they're offset, as you can see. So we're going to go back to Constraint, and this one is mate, and now we're going to use a flush. And we're going to click the edges of the 2 channels, which makes them in line with each other. And we're going to click Apply, and then we're going to click the tops of the channels. So now the channels are perfectly in line with each other. I'm going to go ahead and do that on both channels. So do that again. And even if it looks in line, you still want to do it because it needs to be constrained, because whenever you want to be able to move it and nothing moves like that. See? So now we're going to go ahead and add another one. We're going to add another 17-hole channel. This time we're going to rotate it till it gets to this position. So we're actually building my robotics team's chassis from last year. And what we're going to do is we're going to mate this face to the bottom of this channel. And then mate channel to space, and it seems odd because there's no screws and we're just mating everything, but doing screws in Inventor is way harder than it should be, so we just kind of don't do that. Okay, so now we want to make them line up with each other, but instead of using a flush constraint, this time we're going to constrain these little holes together, because that way we know that they're perfectly in line with each other. So we're going to do that hole, and then we're going to do this hole, and if you can see, it's not going to each other. So if you click this other option, then it'll go right to it and it'll show you a preview. So you're going to click Apply. Then we're going to do it for these holes over here. I'm going to click that one and it's not showing you the preview, so go back to the other one and it'll make sure it's good. And the significance of changing that is because if you don't do it, then Inventor can't solve the assembly and it'll create a whole bunch of problems for you later down the line. Make sure this is not crooked. Okay, and good. Our part is not crooked. And just to make sure that it doesn't get crooked, we're going to go ahead and click grounded, which means that it cannot be moved. Now see, this can be moved, and that's a problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to click constraint, and then we're going to click this one, which is angular constraint. We're going to click the directed angle, and we're going to click the edge of this and this, and we want it to be 0 degrees so that whenever we try and move it, it can't move, so it's just staying there. We're going to go ahead and do that for the other side too, because right now it's kind of crooked and we don't want it to be crooked. Angular constraint. Perfect. Alright, so now your part should look like this. We're going to go ahead and place another part. We're going to do this 161, and this one has is a 9-hole channel basically. And so this one is a different color, which really bothers me. I have no idea why. We're going to make it this angle right here. And if it's bothering you as much as it's bothering me, then we can come up here and click this little tool right here. And then if you just copy the color of this and then paste it to this and click OK, then it'll be the same color. We're going to constrain this to and this one, instead of doing an angular constraint, what we're going to do is we're going to constrain 2 holes together so that it can't move. So we're going to do the middle 2 holes right here, and then we're going to do, then we're going to just constrain these 2 holes. Oh, see, and it says edit the relationships. Whoops. Let's try this again. This one and this one, and click this one. Yay! No, don't listen to me, guys. Yeah, that's not the hold up. So we're gonna constrain this hole, this hole. There we go. I don't know why it complains sometimes. It just does. Well, at least you got to see what an arrow looks like. So if we look at it from the top, everything should be in line. You can see straight through it because all of the holes are lining up. And so our last step is we're going to go ahead and click place, and we're going to go into a different folder. We're going to do brackets and plates. We're going to go down here to the one that says flat building plate, and it gives you a little preview over here. You can see. I'm going to rotate this, and we're going to need 2 because right now our chassis looks like a U, but we need some more support down here because in real life it would be able to bend too easily. So what we're going to do is we're going to constrain this to the bottom of this, and the bottom of this to and that just ensures that it's going to stay on that plane right there no matter what we do. So if you look at it from the front view, you can't move it up, you can only move it sideways, which is good. And now we're going to have to pick the holes we want to constrain it to. So first what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to constrain this hole and this hole. So we're going to do these 2 teeny tiny holes. We're going to apply that, and then we're going to constrain this one to that one. No, never mind. No, we're not. I lied. In this instance, it's better if you just flush it, because then it doesn't complain at you. And if we look, we shouldn't be able to move this. No, we can't. Good. And then we're going to do the same exact thing for this one. It's pretty simple, really. And I usually advise against making sketches in a assembly, just because it kind of complicates things more than you need it to be complicated. And it's just better if you just edit the part outside in its own part. We're going to constrain. Now we're going to put these 2 flat plates together. So. And then you can either constrain the holes to each other, or you can do a flush. It doesn't really matter in this instance. It's just getting the job done, kind of. It's kind of like different people work different ways. So, and then we're going to change the color of this because, again, it really bothers me. Everything needs to be uniform.